Welcome to Cardinals Stadium on a gorgeous summer evening. The sun is setting here in Coon Rapids as the Cardinals host the Crimson in their home opener for 2023. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bill Hupp alongside Howie Shapiro as you take a look at Anna Langworthy, who will not be playing today because she injured herself in the warm-up. So instead, I believe Kaylee Stegman will take her place.
Yes, she will.
So that's a loss for the Cardinals.
Yeah, we hope she's okay, and maybe she'll see a little action. Maybe she just needs to kind of get it worked out. But Coach Benson came up to me and said there is a change in the starting lineup.
Yep, you never like to start with breaking news.
Nope, unless it's good.
Especially that. So number 3 is.
Unless it's like Bill Hupp wins an Emmy. That's good breaking news.
Yeah, that's right. Colorful shoes with those black uniforms for Coon Rapids.
Love it.
Maple Grove, meanwhile, wearing the white kits with the maroon lettering and numerals. As you take a look at Kaylee Stegman, the freshman who will take the place of the co-captain for the Cardinals in the lineup. Cardinals 0-1-1 on the season. They drew with Chisago Lakes, coming back in the last couple minutes to draw with the Wildcats, and then they lost to a very good Mounds View team on the road 4-0. Meanwhile, Maple Grove comes in with a record of 0-1. Crimson, historically a very strong program in the Northwest Suburban Conference, but they got hammered by Wayzata on Saturday, 5-0. It probably says a lot about Wayzata as a team. Crimson led by Ben Levon and Gene Viardin. As you take a look at those two gentlemen in ball caps on the bench, and Ben Benson, the head boss, the new head boss in charge of the Cardinals, and we'll see him tonight. And we mistaking him when you see him.
No, we got to. He's a great guy. We got to interview. Yeah, we got to interview him on our show a few weeks back, and as one of the new Cardinal coaches in the program. There is Coach Benson, and he's a lot of fun. Really, really a nice guy, and was a fun interview. And we got a chance to talk, and he's very, very willing to help us out here at CTN anytime we need it.
Yep, absolutely. Cardinals will kick it off to start things as we're underway here. And the light's not on yet as the daylight fades here at Cardinals Stadium. And something Ben Benson talked about as you see the starters for the Crimson and Cardinals respectively down below. But something he talked about was just the compete level and wanting to make sure that his girls competed as they have the first couple games. It's a promising start, but this is the home opener, and you want to come out on the front foot, and so far the Cardinals are doing just that as we are just underway here in Coon Rapids.
Coach Benson said he was happy with the first two matches of the season for his squad, as being the new coach here. Especially in that Chisago Lakes, felt they really dominated, but unfortunately couldn't get the win.
Great job by Angelina LeClaire for the Cardinals to block that cross coming in. But we've got a foul whistled here. As again, you take a look at Ben Benson and his faded Tampa Bay Devil Rays or Durham Bulls hat.
Yeah, I think is that a Durham Bulls hat?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's an old Devil Rays.
It is a Devil Rays hat. That's great. I love it. I guess I didn't notice it the first time.
Shot on net. Stella Bone watches that sail over. First foul called on either team. And that shot from distance as you take a look at the starters led by Stella Bone, the sophomore goalkeeper who has been in net 2-year starter. I believe she started as an 8th grader.
Yeah, she's been in the program for a while, correct.
Yep. There's a cross, and Bone goes down to her right to collect it. Cross coming in from the right side. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out between these two teams that are still seeking their first win of the season.
Been texting a little bit with my broadcast partner, Joe Yend. I believe he's watching the game, and just got home from the fair where he's in a food coma. And he didn't just eat food at the fair. He did work while he was there, and that's why he's not here tonight. But we have a big show tomorrow that we're doing. We're doing our preview show. He's diligently working at those scripts and getting them ready for tomorrow. So we thank him for his work.
Well, Joe, if you're watching, hello. We're doing our best to fill your shoes tonight.
That's hard to do. Remember? Children's size 14, is that I think what it was? Yeah.
Yeah. 2 Joe Yun shoe references in one in each broadcast. You got to love it. Dancing on the far side, losing the ball momentarily, Abby Oakland, the junior, also a member of the Crimson hockey team that's a perennial powerhouse in the girls on the girls' side. Nice job coming over and knocking it out of play. Caitlin Griffith wearing number 14 for the Cardinals. Lost momentarily. Raya Lloyd sends it in.
Offside,
Riley Lloyd,
yeah.
and our first offside whistled on Tatum Munn, who could not hold up a run. No offside whistled in the boys' game
I was
at all,
just
which
going to
was
say that.
surprising.
It was surprising, but and that was a fun game. It didn't come out on the top of the Cardinals side, but I thought they played well. We talked about the boys. Solid defense, solid goaltending for sure. They just couldn't get anything done offensively.
Cardinals falling 3-1 in the boys' game in the opener as Bailey Rue, one of the junior captains, takes the free kick. Good interception there by Sophia Bakri. Near side for Caitlin Griffith. Still in the 80s here at kickoff, but clear. There's a cross put in the box by number 17, Grace Stevenson, whose brother was with the boys program until this year. Now he's playing for the Minnesota United Academy team. And
Correct.
talking to their head coach, Tyler Seidel, before the game, the boys, he said it was the right decision for him.
A tough one to lose them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Parents are very active in the programs, and Grace is obviously a big part of things as the senior striker on this team. Foul called on Caitlin Clough. So already a pretty physical game. Each 2 fouls now on Maple Grove and 1 on Coon Rapids. And so number 17, Grace Stevenson, and the aforementioned Stevenson standing over it. Stevenson goes for goal and shoots it wide, but certainly plenty of leg to get it there. Diana Park, the other netminder, opposite Stella Bone. As you take a look at the sophomore, probably future captain of Coon Rapids, you would think, if she sticks with it. Laid off nicely. Nice 1-2 play. Stevenson takes a shot. That's a one bouncer into the arms of Diana Park.
Did they make a change in goal? Because that's not who they told me originally that they were playing. They said that they're. Did you say Diana Park?
I did say Diana Park. Is it Bella Hanna?
No. My bad.
Okay.
You are correct. I was incorrect, which doesn't happen very often. Usually just 4 or 5 times a day. But I was. I thought you said another name, and I apologize.
Oh yeah, no. Nice little give and go. Good team play. Good team football. And speaking of team football, that's something that in talking to Ben Levan for Maple Grove before the game, he wanted to see. He wanted to see his team a little more organized, and he wanted to see him. Just play that sort of little football better, little soccer, little passages of play. As it's booted forward, intercepted by Lydia Zarafa, the sophomore at midfield. Good control there by Griffith, but then turned over to Zarafa. Cardinals, again, have been on the front foot, though, pressuring now as Abby Toso, the Minnesota State Moorhead-bound fullback, plays it back. Then it's intercepted in the midfield. That'll be a good battle between Toso and Stevenson. Danger is cleared only as far as Rue. Foul from behind. Juna Kang committing the infraction. Already the 3rd foul on the Crimson.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of fouls in that first game with the boys, but now, as you mentioned, already 3 here. And not a lot of time has gone by here in the first half, so it's a little chippy play early on.
Or just maybe a tighter whistle from a different official.
That could be
it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kang. Carolyn Yang Win battling as well on the far side. Crimson get a step. The cross just out of the reach of Riley Lloyd, and she watches it go out of play. Lloyd stepped to it and nearly got a touch as she was crashing far post. Crimson defense lost her on the far side.
Really good initial surge there. And again, that just a little bit too much there, but she was all alone in front of that net. If they were able to put it on her, that may have very well led to a Crimson goal.
Foul called again, and so turns back over. But yeah, all she needed to do really was settle it. She had all kinds of time if she had just settled it and then taken a touch. Fortunately for Coon Rapids, she didn't, and the Cardinals, able to regroup defensively. Rue, near side Griffith, up for Stevenson. Laid back for Callie Alphin, the freshman. Alyssa Baranick, the junior, drops it back. Now the Crimson trying to enjoy a sustained spell of possession. Kang with the turn.
Both teams here early on getting a little bit of possession in each other's ends. Just one shot on goal apiece for these two squads so far early on.
LeClaire, neatly done to get away from the pressure of Maple Grove. This is Griffith turning with all kinds of time and space. Decides to switch the field. Lumped forward for Stevenson to chase onto. Caitlin Clough trying to shield her away from it, and they go tumbling to the deck, and that's going to be a foul and a free kick for Coon Rapids, and really kind of a needless foul because Clough had shepherded her over to the sideline. She wasn't in any kind of danger. And indeed it is going to, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a free kick. That was the initial indication.
Looks like it.
Marching off 10 yards. Stevenson goes for goal. In and out of the hands of the netminder Park. And it goes out of play for the first corner of the game. That'll go to the Cardinals. Well played by Sophia Bakri, who just kind of shielded it off and didn't get the start, but here comes Anna Langworthy into the game, the captain. Good to see her having worked out her lower body injury before the game.
She's important to their cause, and definitely her to be back in there, or in there, is great.
Cut out by Lloyd. And now, Maple Grove will try to break. Well defended, though, by the Cardinals on the far side. Nice play by Yang Win.
Another whistle.
I didn't want to get into it at being almost too wonky a soccer conversation, but the amount of foul throws that could have been called in the boys' game, it could have been 75% of the throws,
right,
where they did not stop, bring the ball back behind their head. They just kind of
toss it.
And refs should call that, but they don't. And so I think that was just a matter right there of, as the Maple Grove makes its first substitutions of the game. Alyssa Baranick coming out. But that one they probably just came up too far.
Well, it is the same officiating staff as the first game.
Yeah, but just
they changed position.
Yeah, exactly. A side judge now.
Yep.
Side judge, or is that a tennis reference?
It'll fly. Let me ask the judges. Oh, they say they'll accept it as an answer.
Speaking of tennis, that's coming up on CTN
We have some
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think so. We have some tennis
How's that
action.
for a programming plug?
Yeah, absolutely.
September 14th, Mr. Neil Hennon tells me, against Centennial.
Should be a good one.
Yund and Howie Shapiro on
Schwab.
the account.
I know you were going to say
I
it.
almost said
I
Schwab.
know you were going to say it. You can blame me. I put it in your head.
Oh. As long as I get the names of the players right.
Right. You
That's
can just
the
call me
most
Howie.
important thing. My guy Howie.
That's right.
That's what it'll be.
That's fine with me.
Now Maple Grove starting to enjoy a little more of the ball. Good ball movement here near side for Lloyd with plenty of space. Closed down quickly, though, by Griffith. Little 1-2 hits a cutting Kang. Kang from distance, and Bone slides over and makes the comfortable save.
Yeah, again, neither team really mounting anything offensively.
It's been a nip and tuck affair so far, as they say. Stevenson jostled off the ball. Still in the possession of the Cardinals, though. Park comes out and just gets there ahead of the onrushing Cardinal attacker. Griffith, that hit her hand, but play on, says the ref. Back for Rue. The junior captain takes the space. She and Griffith play catch. Got a nice steal there by number 10, Jessica Lee, the freshman. Now an opportunity here for Maple Grove. Cross comes in and just over the onrushing Tatum Munn. A great ball played across by Abby Oakland, but it goes out. Almost too unselfish there, maybe.
Yeah, they spaced that one really well, too. Again, that just and she was there, and if they put it on her foot, that's a goal.
Well, you could have taken your time so much more, as Oakland almost kind of rushed it and then just overhit it.
Yeah, because there's no defender on her.
No. Yeah, she had time. I think sometimes there's more time and space. Kids have more time and space than they realize. But you get in the box and you feel like you have to go quickly. Kang, good slide tackle to take it away by Bakri initially. Now Kang recovers, plays a through ball, but Bone off her line, snags it.
Again, Maple Grove trying to step up play here a little bit. Still plenty of time remaining in this opening half, 24-20.
Not even midway through as Lee gets it wide to Oakland. Dropped back. Now Maple Grove starting to ping it around a little bit. Lee takes a touch, fires from distance, and just flashes it wide.
Bone had to get to her right. Yeah, fortunately for her, it was just a little bit wide.
Lee with the confidence to cut in on her right foot and take that shot from a good 7-8 yards beyond the box, beyond the 18-yard box. And that had some mustard on it, but it goes wide. So now Coon Rapids a little bit on their heels in the last 5 minutes. Some good substitutions for the Crimson. Injected a little life into their offense as Kang throws in. Cardinals trying to push up, but Kang recovers. Lloyd, all kinds of space, wearing those pink boots. Gives it back for Kang on the inside. Switch to a cutting Abby Oakland. Lee from distance hits her teammate. Comes right back to her. Tripped just outside the box, but no call. Well defended by Coon Rapids, but Lee comes back and takes it away. Field starting to slant eastward.
Yes, it is.
Nice little turn there by Munn, but too heavy on the pass.
Still just one shot on goal apiece.
Yeah, no, there hasn't
been, really, although you mentioned it, a little more possession down in the Cardinal end for the Crimson, but really no threats offensively yet.
Owen and Park have made a save apiece. They've also been pretty involved, respectively, in corralling loose balls. Lee has been really impressive in her brief stint in central midfield. She loses it there. Bakri fighting hard and wins possession. Maple Grove fans wanted a foul, but none coming. Ooh, nifty little back heel. Stays in, and Bakri sweeps it central. Cut out nicely, though, by Amelia Germanson. Kang. Near side for Lloyd. Griffith intercepts, or rather, that's Rue intercepting. This is Griffith.
And Maple Grove defensively does a good job of stopping up.
Yep, Germanson gets it wide. Now the Crimson trying to attack. Lee with all kinds of space gets it near side for Lloyd. Riley Lloyd blows past her defender, ducks her shoulder down. Lloyd into the box. Had a nice job by, I believe, Angeline LeClaire to come over.
Yeah, again, just a really good defensive play by LeClaire. She came and took away an opportunity for the Crimson.
Already the 5th foul of the half on the Crimson. LeClaire reading that one well, and great intervention, and then cutting it back and fouled clearly by Lloyd. Just about halfway through this first half, as a couple substitutions for the Cardinals, including number 7, Tessa Delfrat. Delfrat?
I believe so. The frat.
Throw in for Caitlin Clough on the near side. Gets it in for Lee. Clough. Taken off her toes by Griffith, but she recovers. Oh, nasty little give and go with Lola Hetland. Her cross is redirected off the crossbar.
Wow. Fortunately for the Cardinals, there wasn't a Crimson player right there in front.
Coon Rapids boys almost scored an own goal early, and that time the girls flirting with danger. Griffith comes all the way out to her at the top of the box, and now she'll carry it down the right side. Yeah, just some of those mishits, you never know with the spin where that ball's going to go. Unfortunately for Coon Rapids, it went off the crossbar and not in the net. Played out on the far side by Coon Rapids, and now the Cardinals can regroup. Angelina LeClaire thanking her lucky stars as nifty little give and go here down the down line for Maple Grove, and then that clearance attempt by LeClaire with her left foot off the crossbar, and she is breathing a sigh of relief more than anyone.
Yes, she is. You do not want to score an own goal.
Bakri, who was really good last year for the Cardinals, her return is really critical. The fact that she came back, had a great sophomore campaign. This is Lee into the channel trying to hit Lloyd, running onto it. Lloyd has a step and a goal.
And again, just a nice play, and she was able to put it on the far side of that net, Bill, and not much Stella Bowen could do about it. And she just used her speed to get behind the defense, and then that soft little kick across to found the back of the far side of the net, and the Crimson up 1-0.
Beautiful through ball initially played for Lloyd to run onto. She took a touch and then outside of the boot past a diving Stella Bone, who got a fingertip to it, but it was not enough to keep it out. A Very nice goal indeed for Maple Grove, and they lead it 1-0. That goal coming at the 18-minute mark, or with 18 minutes exactly left to go. And now Maple Grove looking for a second as Hetland tracks it down, but she's shepherded out, and first corner of the game now for Maple Grove. I think it was Lee who made the initial pass. We'll double check that at halftime, but yeah, Riley Lloyd getting the goal, and another goal turned in off the corner by the Crimson. They've scored twice in 39 seconds. That one off the head of Abby Oakland.
And the corner kick was perfect, and Oakland was right there to head it in. But yeah, it all starts with that perfect corner kick.
Yeah, beautiful corner from Hetland.
Yep, and watch right off the head into her far side of the net.
Yeah, and not textbook, but certainly a really well executed at the near post. Just kind of flicked it on top of her head. And Abby Oakland has turned this game around just like that. Crimson strike twice in less than a minute to take a 2-0 lead. It's kind of a replica of the boys' game in some ways.
Yep, because Maple Grove did start out with that 2-0 lead relatively early. Earlier than this, though. I think it was in the first 7 minutes, I believe.
Lola Hetland, the senior, getting credit for the assist, and she did put it on a platter for Oakland to
she certainly did.
To redirect in. And nothing that Coon Rapids could do. They had players on the line, but it just kind of, that header sort of just looped in over the defenders for the Cardinals, and it's always a dangerous time after you score. You don't want to give up a game-tying goal or give up another goal, but it can snowball on you is the point I'm trying to make.
It definitely can, and a quick second goal really puts the momentum squarely right into the court of the Crimson.
Oakland overhits that cross. Goes out of bounds for a Cardinals throw as Ben Levon pleased with what he's seen.
Well, how could you not? Good start for his Crimson.
Jean Viarden. Oh, nice turn there by Hallie Q. Or beg your pardon, that was Maya Thomas, the freshman for Coon Rapids. Good step on the far side by the Cardinals. Amelie Germanson regains control, but then right away Maple Grove was on it, earned that corner, and then from the corner, the set piece defense, always a key. Now Maple Grove looking to counter again. Oakland on her left foot, weaving through defenders, just trying to look for some maroon and white support. Out of bounds, a Cardinals throw on the far side. Cardinals, it feels like, had some offensive momentum in the first 15, 20 minutes of the game, but that has dissipated. And again, Maple Grove has had the better of play for probably the last 10 minutes at least.
Angelina Leclerc getting a little attention on the sideline from trainer Jeremy Shepard. We saw Langworthy not start this contest because of a soft tissue situation, but thankfully she's back in.
Yeah, she is a very important player as obviously as a co-captain for this team. Bakri getting set to re-enter for Coon Rapids, and they need her in the central midfield as well. Recovery by Clough. Pass into the channel for Hetland to run onto. Hetland's had numbers in front, and probably not the right decision with a couple Crimson running in the far post. Into the game for the first time is, I don't know, number 23. We don't have a 23 on our roster, unfortunately. I won't lie to the viewers. 23 for the Crimson.
For the Crimson?
Yeah.
I have no 23.
No 23, yeah.
So I guess you call her 23. Oh, we've made up names in the past. We couldn't make up a name.
I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Here's Stevenson trying to feed a cutting Anna Langworthy. Miss hit a little bit there by Kaylin Green, the sophomore.
Kaylin Green, good athlete, basketball player as well.
Daughter of former Coon Rapids head
Correct.
basketball
Ryan Green.
coach?
Yep. Who was in attendance, I just saw.
Clough looking for teammates to find. Green. Maya Thomas gets in the way of that one. Really big impact by Hetland off the bench. She has been a terror down that right side. Putting crosses in that corner, assisting on that corner. Baronic. Back for Germanson. Lee, they tried a little give and go. No foul called, although it looked like, or certainly Haley Q thought she was run into. They really like those 1-2s, though. You can tell they drill them a lot. Number 4, Lyric Burrell, set to come in. No doubt musical. Into the channel
I'll make a note
here.
of that.
Crimson have a 3-on-2, and Bone dives to her left to make the save. Sometimes the Crimson, when they're rushing forward on the counterattack, are just outnumbering the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we've seen them get behind the defense a couple of times.
Lee takes a touch into the channel. Gets it back. Shot. Hetland just out of her sliding reach. Crimson have a 2-goal lead, Howie, but it could be much more.
Oh, it could.
If they had been able to connect on any of these opportunities, any of these crosses at the far post.
Yeah, we talked about that with the boys, although a different reason why it wasn't more because of the good goaltending by Luke Rising.
Yeah, this time it's Stella Bone has been fine, but
yeah, no, she has.
It is certainly just a matter of timing being a little bit off for the Crimson when they're trying to make those connections at the far post. The right idea, crossing, finding it, the touch, just the timing a little off.
Right.
Fortunately for Coon Rapids, as Burrell, with plenty of time and space, gets it back to Clough. Hetland playing it into the channel. No one home, though. Intercepted again by the Crimson. They managed to transition from offense to defense, particularly in the midfield, really well. Hetland all alone in front and redirects it in.
Wow. Again, she just didn't even get a lot on that, but redirected it enough where Bone wasn't able to get to the ball.
Lola Hetland now with a goal and an assist in this first half. And she just kind of side-footed it in, didn't really get much on it, but she cut in front of the defender crucially. Great ball to find her, and actually I think that
went
may
off
have,
the defender.
Yeah, it did. It deflected off of Maya Thomas's foot. Great feed into her in the box, and then she took a touch. And Bone, I think, was in the right position.
She was.
But it was redirected in.
Wasn't looking for that or thinking about that redirect.
Still, that would have likely gone in regardless. So Hetland gets credit for the goal. I believe it was 23 who assisted. So
there you go.
The nameless assister. But Maple Grove doing an outstanding job sharing the ball as Lee takes a crack off the crossbar. LeClaire tries to clear and can't. Battle for it at the top of the box. Bakri finally clears, but only as far as Burrell. Lee took a shot. She's got a pretty wicked shot from outside the box, and she rattled the crossbar. Baronic for Burrell. And Maple Grove, you can tell, just playing with oodles of confidence. Starting to really knock that ball around and find those connections. Hetland again offering herself in the channel. Hetland goes near post, and Bone makes a nice save to push it past the post.
And again, good pressure from the Crimson. I mean, they're producing offensively, but Bone able to get a hand on it.
Left foot always rising and then dipping, and then Hetland here. If she had just taken it here
maybe shot
and
to the far
gone
corner.
far post, she would have easily had her second goal
Agreed.
in 5 minutes, but she chose to try to sneak it near post, and Bone had it covered, able to push it around past the post. So Hetland will take the corner. They've scored once on it. That one not as successful. Goes out for a goal kick. Inside of 10 minutes, inside of 8.5 now to play in the first half. Cardinals trail the Crimson at home 3-0.
So we're hearing that Grace Finn is the number 23 for the Crimson.
Grace Finn, good to know. Grace Finn credited with the assist for that excellent Hetland goal to make it 3-0. And 3 goals, Howie, in roughly 7 minutes and 25 seconds has turned this game on its head.
Yeah, that'll make it lopsided fairly quickly. You see the time remaining a little over 7 minutes in this first half, but Cardinals would like to get something going offensively. They just haven't been able to. Similar to the boys in that first game, they could not get any. Just one shot on goal, and that was because of a defensive miscue.
Yeah. That one underneath the boot of LeClaire, but luckily Bone is there. How about the impact of Hetland off the bench?
Yeah.
A goal and an assist, could have had more. She has been an instant impact substitute. In fact, they're getting a lot of contributions, including from Finn and Lee. Really, it's Lee and Hetland. We've called their names quite a lot in this first half. Lee has bossed the game despite not being on the score sheet yet. Burrell works it near side for Lydia Zarata. Baranek. Lee takes another crack and almost takes out the ball boy. So Lee not shy about firing from distance.
Well, Coon Rapids, I don't know if you know this, but Coon Rapids is called Tough Guy Town. And everybody that lives in Coon Rapids is a tough guy.
Hey, you're not allowed to live there. You almost blocked it. Isabel Allen comes in to replace Maya Thomas. Trying to inject some life into this Coon Rapids attack as Delfrat goes down. And again, Maple Grove really settling into possession, and just a lot of space in that midfield for them to operate. And they're doing a nice job of just going inside to out and attacking that way. Hetland gets a step, collided with by Bakri. Finn drops it back for Lee, takes a touch. Bone pushes it over the crossbar. Excellent save by Stella Bone.
Well, and continued pressure by the Crimson as they pretty much dominated the play down in the Cardinal end. But Bone doing a nice job of getting a piece of it and pushing it up over the top of the goal.
Another corner kick for Hetland. And my count there, 4th. To the near post, Bone pushes it out. Now back to Hetland. Tries to get past her defender and can't. Acres of space to run into here for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, and it goes out of play for Callie Alphen. Tried to take the space.
So you were making mention in the first half that the boys played with those gray soccer balls. Not so much for the girls here.
No, yeah. Great observation. Had not even noticed.
That's why they pay me the big bucks, to observe those kind of minute details.
The details and
I'm a detail man.
And tough guy town talk.
Tough guy town and details.
Finn's shot is blocked out there by Delfrat. Del Frat, I believe, takes a knock and goes down on the far side. Be awesome if her house had a sign outside that just said Del Frat House.
The Frat, that would be great. Maybe it does. We don't know this.
It should, if it doesn't.
Well, yeah, I think that's a great suggestion.
Yeah, just lean into it.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's perfect.
Speaking of Del Frat, Tessa cannot keep it in play on the far side. Good strength there from Katie Powers, the aptly named Katie Powers, trying to take it away. Stolen again, shot from distance, and this time Bone ushers it out for a goal kick. 3.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Well, Coach Benson will have to talk to Zero what he girls at the half and what they feel they can do to turn this around. Any kind of adjustments that they're seeing.
Hetland uses good strength to take it away initially, but great job to steal it right back. Tries to square it. Finn. Nicely done by Del Frat to take it back. Booted forward. Feels like Grace Stevenson hasn't had a touch in a while.
You're right. You haven't called her name.
Bakri. Wisely trying to take the throw quickly. I think there just needs to be a little more urgency, a little more press to try to make this Maple Grove team a little more uncomfortable in possession. That one over hit for Bone. Bakri loses out to Bernick. Lyric Burrell. Calmly done in the midfield. Sprays it wide for Lydia Zarata. Goes out of play in front of the Maple Grove bench on the near side. Nicely played by Kaylin Green.
Yeah, Green did a nice job of getting it over there, prevent the opportunity.
Burrell being hounded by Bakri, but it's a foul. Maple Grove coaching staff has to like what they've seen in this first half from their girls, who were shut out on Saturday against Wyzetta, but have struck 3 times in the span of 7 minutes in this first half and have really taken control of this soccer game for the last 25 minutes. It's pretty back and forth, Howie, I'd say, for the first 15, 18 minutes, 20 minutes even, but since then, good movement by Bakri, fighting off defenders and trying to weave her way through. Not much support, though. But the compete level, which Coach Benson talked about wanting to see, has been there, as we say it usually is.
Well, granted, and this is a new system for the girls, and it's early, obviously, in the season, so it's going to come over time. But he just wants to see steady improvement, as I want to say, is regardless of the score, but nonetheless, he just wants to see steady improvement as the season continues.
20 seconds to go, first half. Coming up at halftime, we'll have first half highlights, some minor analysis, and then second half action here from Cardinals Stadium.
Are we going to have highlights of you in that spelling bee?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
okay,
we dug that up, so stay tuned.
Excellent.
For that, Maple Grove scores 3 times in the span of 7 minutes midway through this first half, and they have a comfortable 3-0 lead over Coon Rapids here at halftime on CTN.
As you know, CTN's on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected.
So Howie, did you know the term soccer actually came from England?
But don't the English call soccer football, like pretty much everyone else?
Yeah, but only after we started saying soccer and the world was mocking us for it.
So you're saying the UK set us up?
Yep, sabotage.
Brits.
Beautiful scenery here at Cardinals Stadium in Coon Rapids. Cardinals wish the score were a little different, however. They held their own for much of the first half, but Maple Grove jumped on them and took advantage of some beautiful opportunities. They had other chances before then that they could have scored on, but didn't. And some near misses, LeClaire going off the crossbar, but finally they were able to break through. About midway through the first half, as Riley Lloyd ran onto that one, and then a couple 41 seconds later they convert from a corner kick. A very well executed play off the training ground, and then they would make it 3 here from Hetland off the bench, a goal and an assist for the senior, and that's how we stand at 3-0 at halftime as Howie, the Cardinals hung tough for a little while, but the momentum switched in favor of the Crimson about halfway through, and it stayed there.
Yeah, solid first half by Maple Grove, and anytime you get up with this kind of lead, that puts a lot of pressure, especially on a younger team, and so now the Cardinals are going to have their work cut out for them coming back in the second half. I think they need to score relatively quickly to try and get some of the momentum.
Yep, no question about it. Maple Grove playing with a lot of confidence as they seek their first win of the season. 3-0. Coon Rapids trails it here at the half on CTN. Cardinals coming out for second half action, trailing by 3 goals to Northwest Suburban Conference rival Maple Grove under the lights here at Cardinals Stadium in Coon Rapids on a beautiful late summer's evening. And Cardinals got some work to do.
They do.
Erlen Yang Win and company.
Yep. They have a hole to dig out of, and I'm sure that Coach Benson had some good words during halftime and how to motivate them and see if they can get back. Red's in the house, which she's always in the house.
It's not a Coon Rapids athletic event without Red.
Nope, #1 fan.
Maple Grove will kick things off to start the second half. Grace Quinn wearing number 23, not numur 24 on your program.
And not Finn.
Not Finn, but
it's
Quinn. It's Grace Quinn and Hetland and Burrell all starting in the second half. So really rotating the squad, getting the young players some valuable minutes at the varsity level. As Maple Grove, and why not? They've earned it. Absolutely. Hetland a goal and an assist in that first half. Good pressure applied here by the Cardinals, however. Lyric Burrell, who has looked very poised in possession, as has most of the Crimson. Playing that back four. The Cardinals started the first half on the front foot. Hopefully they can do the same in the second half. Here's Jessica Lee, the freshman midfielder. Gets it up, and offside flag is up for the third time today, this time on Quinn.
Well, the Cardinals need something to happen relatively early here in this game, if trailing 3-0. And we talked about just one shot on goal, 5 for the Crimson, but 3 have found the back of the net as head coach Ben Benson looks on.
This stadium looks great in the daylight, but it looks even better under the lights.
It's such a great place. It's my second home.
When are you getting the statue? That's what I want to know. The Howie and Joe statue.
You mean another? I don't know that we're ever going to get a statue. We have puppets. I mean, puppets are good. So we have a puppet of each other, of ourselves. I mean,
the best way to honor you would be to, like, each of you just get a hand. Like not a full face statue, but just a hand with a microphone.
Oh yeah,
in it.
that would be great.
You would take that.
I would take that.
Burrell knocked off the ball and a foul committed by the Cardinals.
I'll take any recognition I can get. I just like to be loved.
Don't we all? I think that's a song lyric.
It is a song lyric.
Into the box, and Bone tracks it down just over the head of Grace Quinn from Abby Toso. Have not called Toso's name very much. Just as I say that, the ball comes right to her. That's what you figure.
It's like Beetlejuice.
It's the broadcaster curse. Toso going to Minnesota Moorhead. They'll play it back. A little bit of a miscommunication, but nice job by Diana Park, who, talk about little to do. Diana Park has had very little to do the last 20 minutes.
Just one shot on goal.
Yeah.
We saw that from the boys too. Just one shot on goal for the boys, but it happened to find the back of the net.
Yep. Well, we thought it might be an issue for both teams. Where were they going to go for offense this year?
Well, they figured some things out here tonight.
Well, both teams, as in the boys and the girls for Coon Rapids,
Correct.
both searching for an offensive answer. And Grace Stevenson was heavily involved early, and she has just not had much service since. As Park comes out to collect.
Well, Maple Grove doing a good job of marking her and keeping her under check, or in check, I should say.
Looking for Hetland on the near side, but that goes out of play. Be interesting to see how much Anna Langworthy and LeClaire get playing time. LeClaire out there right now, but both dealing with some minor knocks.
Yep.
As Stevenson does get a touch here, but sends it long and out of play. One of the many seniors on this Coon Rapids. You look at it, it seems like it's either seniors or freshmen or sophomores. So it's a good mix of upper and underclassmen for new head coach Ben Benson in his first year. And like you said, just a super nice guy, really passionate, cares about the kids in this program and their development as soccer players. And it's all you can ask for in a coach, really. Throw it on the near side for Hallie Q. Five minutes gone by here, second half. So now we've got a ref conversation. Might we see our first card? As generally that's what happens when they stop the clock.
We didn't see one in the boys' game.
No.
I'm not sure we're going to see one here either.
No, I stopped it initially. Play on as the free kick for Q. Bakri told to get 10 yards back. Hetland gives way for Baranek. Maple Grove, both boys and girls, content to play through the backfield and just drop it back in order to keep possession. Here's Lee, the freshman. Looked excellent in this game. Definitely a player that will only grow in confidence and playing time. Good step as Toso cuts it off. Nice job, though, by the Cardinals to steal it back and play on, says the ref. Plays the advantage, I guess. Down line for Stevenson. Toso intercepts her path and lets it run out for a goal kick. Cardinals had a couple early corner kicks, but
Nothing since.
nothing since,
Nope.
and that's kind of been the theme, really. They were in it for the first 13, 15 minutes or so, but now Ben Benson's squad searching for some sort of offensive consistency. Good crowd on hand here tonight. The home opener for the Cardinals. Stevenson for
Yep.
Bakri. Back to Stevenson, but it's cut out nicely by the Maple Grove defense.
Yeah,
Be careful on the counterattack.
For
now.
both games, Bill, it's been a nice
Yeah.
crowd. I think a little more for the boys' game, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful evening to come out and watch some soccer.
Yeah. Me speaking personally, I just want to watch live sports on
In
a night
general.
like tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, when it's this nice. 'Cause you don't want to be inside. Lyric Burrell.
So would you rather be inside watching a movie or outside watching the National Pickup Sticks Championship?
I think the pickup sticks, and
Okay.
ideally commenting on it and trying to fit as many stick and wood-related puns into the broadcast as I possibly could. I'd consider it my personal challenge. Lee races onto it. Can't let her get a step. Good job cutting it off. Excellent defense. I believe that's Kaylin Green. These old eyes don't see as well at night. Hetland, all kinds of time and space. Stolen by Bakri. Bakri drops it beautifully for Yang Win. Looking for Stevenson. Stevenson gets a step, goes down in the box.
Nothing
Fans-
called.
Oh, that is a miss.
That is a miss. That should have
was
been called.
absolutely a penalty, and the ref's staring right at it.
Yeah, and especially the part of the field it was in, too, would have been a great opportunity for
She got
the Cardinals.
She got a step. If it might have
Yeah.
been right outside the box, but that
Nonetheless.
you can't say that's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And the ref is letting them play, I suppose, and so we play on. Coon Rapids could have had a golden opportunity there to get on the board. But nothing doing as the throw goes to the Crimson on the far side. Be taken by Kate Powers. Lee. Burrell, nifty turn. Seems to like to do that sort of pivot in the midfield,
Yep.
but is comfortable dropping it back to her back line.
I'm gonna say she was
Loses
out.
it. Yep. Stevenson with the pressure. Nice moves by Bakri. Stevenson has been running her socks off in this half and just not enough to chase after that one down the end line. Quarter of the second half just about gone by. Cardinals have been better in the second
They
half,
have.
more like the first part of the first half, but still trail it by 3 goals as Riley Lloyd returns.
Well, much like we talked about in the boys' game, the girls certainly with a 3-goal lead for Maple Grove, they're not in any hurry to get things going. They'll let the clock continue to run, nursing that 3-goal lead.
Quinn doing a nice job shielding the ball, but great job by Bakri to take it away. Yang Win wins it back. Down line for Stevenson. Stevenson with a cross. Oh, in front. Tracked down. Oh, there was a golden
Great opportunity.
opportunity there for Alphen. or beg your pardon, for Stegman, who was right there as Langworthy's going to replace Stegman. Stegman was in the perfect position, but just couldn't get a boot on it.
I mean, it was right there. Yeah, she'd love to have that one back because had she been able to settle that one, that would have been a goal.
Went with her left boot right there, but just could not get enough connection on it. But that's half the battle of scoring goals, Howie, right, is putting yourself in the positions
Exactly.
to have those opportunities. Much better pressure in this second half from the Cardinals, who are threatening to dent the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Booted forward by LeClaire.
No, they certainly would love to in this situation. Still plenty of time remaining in this second half, but the score is not on their side.
Bakri drops it back. And at this point, it is the little wins, right? Scoring a goal and, if not winning, opportunity potentially here. Great hustle to force the turnover by Alphen initially, but watch out for Maple Grove if they break. Rue. Intercepted in the middle by Kang. Now it's Lee. Hetland races onto it. The cross, Oakland tries to get there and can't. And now a break for the Cardinals. Lumped forward for Langworthy to chase down. And it's swept ahead. Nice job by Q to trap that initially. Here's Kang in the midfield. Kang's pass a little behind Burrell, and Bakri takes it away. Bakri for Langworthy, but a nice job Maple Grove just ushering Anna to the sidelines, and she's just never going to hurt you from there.
No, I mean, you'll be pushing her to the sideline all night and be happy.
Nicely done there by defender Caitlin Clough, the junior who has been a rock back there tonight for Maple Grove, as Quinn gets a well-deserved rest, as does Burrell and Zarafa. Shot on goal, bouncing and handled very comfortably by Diana Park. Riley Lloyd has got a goal tonight. Del Frat loses out, but earns the free kick as Lee commits the infraction. Lee did not start this game, but came in maybe about 10, 15 minutes in. And it feels like, from my recollection anyway, that as soon as she came in, the tenor of the game changed.
I thought so too. I really did. You know, she's done a nice job since she's been in the action.
And she has really not come out since.
Nope.
Good little passage of play, finds its way back to Bakri. Down line for Langworthy. Gets a cross in. Bakri's there, but it goes out of play.
Yeah, a good play design, because she's able to get that one deep in the corner and then push it across to the goal mouth, but Bakri was not able to get anything on it.
I beg your pardon. That was actually Selena Cardenas Lazos who was there and in position.
See what I get for listening to you.
Yeah, you gotta be like, are you sure? Are you sure about that? Langworthy, though, with a great cross, and again, knowing where to put yourself in position. That's just a well-coached team.
Correct.
Oakland sees it run out of bounds into the Coon Rapids bench. About 15 minutes gone by here, second half at Cardinals Stadium. And we're where we were at halftime. A 3-goal lead for Maple Grove. Good call there as Caitlin Griffin was nudged off the ball. I guess I'm just not sure why that's a foul, but
and the other one wasn't. Yeah, there was a lot more contact in with the other one.
Yeah, the shove in the back.
Maybe they just missed
in the box.
I mean, how do you miss it? Because it was pretty obvious.
Well, and it's not like he was away from the ball. He was watching the play.
No, exactly.
Be that as it may, Sophia Bakri will tee it up. Low one. Free kick cut out nicely by Riley Lloyd. Oh, good job reading the danger there by Angelina LeClaire. Rue. Crimson get it back. Abby Oakland. LeClaire sweeps away the danger. Not much support for Griffin,
No.
who is chasing down Abby Toso, who calmly does it, as a senior fullback should. Got a whistle and a stoppage of play, as I think there was a injury. Abby Oakland will see the trainer. Bakri will restart things for Coon Rapids. And, you know, again, just first 15 minutes, and there's a foul, another foul on the Crimson and Kate Powers. But, again, these first 15 minutes looking very much, and probably even better than the first 15 minutes of the first half. Toward the goal, Bounder, loose in the box. Who's got it? Park able to corral it. Park, maybe the smallest kid out there, and yet comes away with it. The senior. Good job bringing it down initially by Tatum Munn. Cardenas Lazos tries to get there and can't. That bounding ball again.
Yeah, that's dangerous right
Physical for Diana Parks, and
Yep.
she snatched it while laying on the ground. So knocked to the ground, but Cardinals could not take advantage. Now here is Maple Grove in the open field. Beautiful ball slid through. Good recovery, though, by the Cardinals defense, and that shot handled comfortably by Stella Bone. Kate Powers not able to get much on it.
Yeah, if she were able to lead her just a little bit more, she may have been able to get a good shot on goal, because a good defensive play, though, by the Cardinals, and she had to slow down a little bit to get the ball.
They are so dangerous, though, in that game. And here's an opportunity for Coon Rapids. Cardinals streaking in. The goalie comes out. That's got to be a penalty. Swept away, and there it is, pointing to the spot. The Coon Rapids Cardinals will have a penalty as Diana Park came out and took down the Cardinal attacker.
And again, maybe that's a good penalty to take in regards to she had a teammate to her right,
and she just
tried to get it across.
Yeah, she cut the ball in. It was Callie Alphin, the freshman, who cut it back and then was taken down in the box. Believe it's Sophia Bakri who will take this one for Coon Rapids. Bakri dispatches it in the net.
And again, that's exactly what Coon Rapids needed. They're still less than halfway through this second half, and they get on the board.
Excellent, a very calm penalty taken by Sophia Bakri, the junior. She gets the Cardinals on the board. It's 3-1. Decisive, and
Yep.
Parks never stood a chance. Basically sent her the wrong way. That goal coming with 21:31 remaining second half, and
a big goal it is.
Absolutely.
Cardinals need a little momentum. They didn't have any in that first half, and really Maple Grove has controlled this action here too in the second half, although the Cardinals have played, as you mentioned, much better here in half number 2 than they did in half number 1.
I would say the Cardinals have been the ones playing with much more
Agreed.
urgency.
Agree. Well, when you're down 3-0, it's like, you
Right.
better be urgent.
And it's so easy to sort of take your foot off the proverbial gas. As a fight ensuing between Germanson and Delfrat out there. But the ball has been largely in the Coon Rapids half. on the Coon Rapids side of the field. Not sure we're going to be seeing any more of Abby Oakland, who is gingerly walking toward the Maple Grove bench.
I think she's got some ice wrapped on her leg as well.
Lower body injury will keep her out for the rest of the game, presumably, as the Crimson continue to possess. But again, the pressing and the confidence rising for Coon Rapids here as we're just about midway through the second half. Q receives the ball, and again, now Maple Grove maybe trying to do a little more one-touch passing, a little more possession. Germanson turns it over. Cardenas Lazos has it stolen from behind by Lee, but a foul called. And now Lee frustrated. The last, I would say, 6 or 7 fouls have gone against Maple Grove.
Correct.
Including that penalty. They're up to 10 by my count for the game. But you see the Cardenas Lazos was battling for the ball. To me, that's a 50-50.
I agree. I didn't see a lot there.
Yeah, Lee whistled for the infraction. And again, another opportunity for Coon Rapids to cut this lead. Low driven into the wall. Wall does its job. Another shot followed up by Grace Stevenson, and she earns a corner. So job done as Ben Benson looks on.
His brother, Bob.
Bob Benson was from Mad Men, I believe.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Famous scene, of course, in the elevator where Pete Campbell asked Pete Campbell, "How you doing, Pete?" "Not good, Bob." Grace Stevenson. Low corner driven to the front post. It's loose. Oh, if a Cardinal could pounce on it. But Diana Parks came off her line and snagged it. Didn't look like a great corner,
actually,
but
it didn't,
somehow it was
snuck
flicked
through.
on. Great job by Cardenas Lazos. Or no, I believe that it was actually Erlin Yang Win who flicked it on with her back heel into a dangerous area, but Diana Parks read it well.
Yeah, she did. She came out and made sure she covered up.
Now it's Sophia Bakri who's walking a little gingerly, but momentum squarely with the red and black right now at home. Stevenson turns. Well, Maple Grove kind of on the back heels, proverbially. And in that case, literally, as Abby Toso falls down.
For sure.
Yeah. Cardinals a little bunch, though, as Lee sweeps the danger away. Big collision as Tatum Munn tries to race onto it. Great job tracking back, though, by Rue. Munn. Toe pokes it looking for Lee. Here's Munn on the turn. Wide for Powers. Powers tees it up on the back post. Had a teammate there, but ultimately swept away by Angelina LeClaire.
Yeah, she couldn't settle it. It was a great opportunity for Maple Grove right in front of the goal.
How many times have the Crimson stood up crosses at the back post as the sunset continues to.
Beautiful sky.
Yeah, beautiful sky here. That's what I was trying to say. Right there, and really.
There it is.
Lloyd could have, beautiful shot. Lloyd could have had her second, but sort of mistimed the shot. Inside of 17 minutes to go, second half. Cardinals, if they can score one more here quickly, can make the last 15 minutes or so very interesting. Q. Now the Maple Grove faithful growing a little restless with the one-sided calls they feel. Here's Lee. Nifty footwork to get away. Kang. Back for Germanson. Near side Q. Toso. Up for Lee. Offside, the call. Fourth of the game on Maple Grove. Well, Ben Benson, however this turns out, Howie, Ben Benson has to be very encouraged by the performance he's seen from his Cardinals in the second half.
Oh yeah, I mean, you talked about it. You touched on it. You're down 3-0 at the break. It's will the team fold? Will the team just not give it their all? But they certainly have here in half number 2.
He talked about wanting to see compete from his girls, and he's certainly seen that tonight, particularly in the second half. They can sense the Maple Grove maybe getting a little tight. I mean, Maple Grove had that 7.5-minute stretch in the first half where they scored their 3 goals, and other than that, we have a whistle, the play being pulled back, and another offside on Maple Grove. So now Coon Rapids playing that high line, trying to catch the Crimson offside.
Well, and again, it's adjustments that I'm sure that Coach Benson talked about at the break, and here's what we need to do, and whatever he talked to the girls about, it certainly has worked because they've played so much better.
LeClaire's pass intercepted. Here's Munn, little 1-2 looking for Lloyd. Nicely read though by Rue. Possession has been much more even seemingly in the second half, whereas the Crimson really, especially for the last part of the first half, dominated possession.
Well, they're almost like they're playing a little tight with that 3-0 lead.
Cross comes in off the crossbar and over. A little bit mishit, but it was a nice effort nonetheless from Riley Lloyd, who scored a goal in the first half. Maple Grove getting some real production off their bench, as I think she probably intended to find Munn or Powers on the far post, but just mishit it a little bit. Inside of 15 minutes to play here at Cardinals Stadium. Under the lights on opening night for both the boys and girls. Don't forget, we'll have CTN coverage of boys and girls soccer right back here at Cardinals Stadium in a little over a week, September 5th. I'll be on the call for Anoka at Coon Rapids.
You will be behind the mic, on the mic, while
with more bad puns and questionable dated references.
Yes, well, I don't know about questionable.
Dated references?
Dated references.
Yeah. And a yellow card being issued.
Oh.
Caution to
Benson? Did they do it at the bench?
They did it to Benson or maybe to Tessa Delfrat for an earring. So would that delay of game result in a booking? I
don't know.
Not up to date on my earring rulings. But I believe it's Delfrat that goes in the book, so she'll sit out. That would be considered a delay of game, but we're back to action now. Nice move to get inside. There's a shot from distance, and it flashes wide.
Yeah, just got to look at the goal and just put a little bit on that and pushed it wide.
Now, how impressive has this freshman been tonight?
Yes,
again,
very much so.
Has not featured on the score sheet, but that does not mean at all that she hasn't impacted the game.
She's contributed mightily.
She has been the engine that has made this Maple Grove Crimson go through the central midfield. And like we said, I mean, you look at the turning point of this game, it's when she came on and started driving that offense.
Yep.
And her introduction is what eventually led to that 3-goal spurt that has us standing at 3-1. Lee for Lloyd. And now if you're Maple Grove, you can really afford to contemplate keep away, if you will.
Oh, yeah, 12.5 minutes remaining.
Crimson looking to pick up their first win of the season, as is Coon Rapids.
And we talked about they opened with a tie against Chisago Lake and then a 4-0 loss to Mounds View.
Figure the powers in the Northwest Suburban Conference, as they usually are, will be likes of Andover and Centennial.
Yep.
Maple Grove and Centennial have had some dandy soccer games over the last couple of years. In girls hockey, girls soccer, tremendous rivalry. Little give and go back for Munn. Takes a shot and flashes it wide.
Yeah, that was a beautiful give and go.
Maple Grove. 3-1 the score. Scoreboard is showing 4-1, but unless we missed a goal in all of our
banter.
tomfoolery. Lee pumps it forward. It seems to me that the last 4 or 5 Maple Grove shots have been wide. Scoreboard is showing 4-1, but got Howie checking on that. Believe it's 3-1. And it was a scoreboard error, we're being told. So don't adjust your TV sets at home. It's 3-1. That was the.
We have it straightened out.
Yes, Howie is has confirmed, and if Howie Schwab says it's good enough,
then it's good.
It's good enough for me.
Howie Shapiro, not so much, but if it's Schwab,
I don't trust that guy.
Then it's law.
Yeah. Lee on the turn to Tatum. Beautiful passage of play, but the flag is up on Lloyd. They are living dangerously with that high line, but that's the 6th offside of the night, so it's working. And the Crimson attackers not quite checking their runs. That is a real skill, especially at the professional level, to time your run just so.
Right, exactly.
So when the pass is played, you are onside.
Practice.
Little give and go. Munn gets a step around LeClaire. Good block by LeClaire, though. Great recovery by the sophomore to deny the clearance. That was everything but the Matumbo finger wag on that.
You're dating
on
yourself.
That attempt. Ducked her shoulder, but great recovery by LeClaire to block the cross. Another corner for the Crimson. Headed out of play. In the second half, Howie, it's not like Maple Grove hasn't had their shots. They haven't been able to hit the net.
They have not.
And they have not tested Stella Boone.
And they've only had 1 shot on goal here in this second half.
Grace Stevenson and Anna Langworthy on, presumably for the last 9 minutes or so. Contributions up and down the lineup. The Cardinals have, whether it's been a sub or a starter, they have had many contributors tonight. Yep. Goal scored by Sophia Bakri after the penalty was earned by Callie Alphen. I feel like if you earn the penalty, you should get an assist.
You should get an assist, but it doesn't work that way.
No. If Howie Schwab said it did, though, it would. Lee flashes it wide again. Lee with that left foot. I mean, remember the first half rang the crossbar?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she has let it fly from distance several times, but just missed by a whisker.
Missed it by this much.
Inside of 8 minutes to play in the second half.
Now that's a reference that's really dating me. I'm sure you don't know who it is.
No, I've heard it. I just couldn't.
It's there was an old show, Maxwell Smart.
Okay.
Get Smart, and that was one of the lines. The famous voice of Tennessee Tuxedo is Maxwell Smart.
Yeah, I knew that it was a reference to something. I just didn't know.
Well, you're a little too young for that.
Bakri frenetically trying to dance around Kang. Dummies, but no one behind. Yeah, guess it went off a Maple Grove player. Now we've got the dulcet tones of the Cardinal marching band practicing in the background. It's adding a little more atmosphere here. Great job by Langworthy tracking back. the pressing from the Cardinals, particularly in the second half, has been pretty relentless. They have not let Maple Grove get real comfortable on the ball in that central midfield.
No, yeah, and to your point, I think that head coach Ben Benson's got to be happy with so far with a little 6.5 minutes remaining with what his girls have done. Obviously, you want the score to be a little different, but the fact that the effort they've given and the hustle they've showed.
Again, we talk about positives, things to build upon. There's certainly some good talking points, some learnings, but also some positives, some silver linings to take away from this performance for Ben Benson and his staff as Bakri carries it through midfield. And another goal here would make things very interesting as Alphen tries to dance away from Clough. Alphen has been active down that left side, earned the penalty for the Cardinals midway through this half. Lee calmly done to Kang. Wide for Powers. LeClaire fighting hard with Munn. Lee from distance, and again flashes it just over. Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, she had the accuracy just a little bit too high on that one.
Well, her shot is a lot of power, and it's rising.
Yeah.
And a couple times she has just not measured it quite enough. But she has certainly put in a kind of performance that you would think would earn her maybe a start, or certainly earn her the playing time that she's gotten.
Yep.
As we are inside of 5 minutes left to play in regulation. Down line for Grafe Stevenson. Actually, I should say regulation. That's a change this year in soccer. No overtimes in the regular season.
Which is crazy.
So each team would earn a point in conference play. If Coon Rapids can pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Well, and that's what they would need to do here with time winding down. It's not impossible for sure.
Oh, Maple Grove scored twice in 41 seconds in the first half as Toso boots it wide for Lloyd to run onto. Now Maple Grove at this point in the game, anywhere will do from a clearance standpoint. Toso, good step into the path of Munn. Good job tracking back. Great hustle there by the freshman, or sophomore rather, Kaylin Green. Taken down by Germanson. Here's Lee. Into the channel. Great ball for Lloyd. Goalie's out. Lloyd scores. Goal number 2 for Riley Lloyd, the junior. And that'll about do it for the Crimson
that should
tonight.
That should sew it up. And, a bone came out of the net and tried to cut it off, but she did a really good job of getting to that ball and pushing it past her.
Let's not forget who started that. Look at the ball from Lee.
Yep.
Into the channel, past Kylie Stegman. Or that might have been actually, that is Stegman, and that's just nothing the freshman could do about it. That's a great ball from Lee. Lloyd was onto it, and once Bone was out, Lloyd got there first and beat the sophomore goalkeeper for the 4th goal of the night, and the first goal of the second half for Maple Grove. What an assist by Lee.
Yes, it was.
Lloyd with
Very
2
pretty.
tonight. Lee with a couple assists. Lloyd with a couple goals. And that'll about do it.
That should sew it up.
Yeah. Yep. Goal in each half, or a goal for each team in this half. As the wind starts to pick up a little bit. Feels pretty good, actually.
It does actually. Feels very good.
Free kick here as Bakri sends it to the top of the box. Good hold-up play by this front line for Maple Grove, as well as Lee charges forward. She is seemingly indefatigable. Easy for,
Easy
me
for you to say.
Oh, boy. Lloyd crossing far side Powers. Here I am trying to use $10 words.
Yeah, and you get
she doesn't get
$9.99
tired.
and change.
Yeah, she doesn't get tired. That'll do.
There you go.
And she has been just charging forward.
That's just a $5.
Relentless.
That's a
Yes.
$5 word.
Exactly. Grace Stevenson with the cross. Here's Kang, and you can see some tired Cardinals and Crimson out there now. Little 1-2 back to Kang, and all kinds of time. Game's not over yet, said someone from the crowd.
It's not. There's a minute 40 left.
Players are like, you try running out here
That's
for
right.
80 minutes. LeClaire. And a foul called on Powers. Committed by Isabel Allen. Still a hot night out.
Yes.
Despite
But the breeze is nice.
But the breeze is nice. As we nearing a minute to go in the game. Cardinals will fall to 0-2-1 on the season. Maple Grove will pick up its first win of the 2023 campaign. They'll even their record at 1-1. Q. Just out of the reach of Lee. And Bone, one more save with 45 seconds and counting left. Well, again, Howie, lots of positives for Ben Benson and his
there's
staff
no question.
to take away, especially with how his kids played in the first half and the majority of the second half, really the whole second half. The intensity, the pressing, the urgency, and certainly deserved that goal that they got. Lee on her horse once more through midfield. Less than 10 seconds, one more pop at it.
Up and over.
Munn skies it over the crossbar as time expires here at Cardinals Stadium.
Well, we talked. Oh, go ahead.
Cardinals get one back in the second half through a penalty slotted home by Sophia Bakri, but ultimately not enough. Maple Grove, through 3 first-half goals, cruises to a 4-1 victory. But again, Howie, a game effort tonight by the Cardinals.
Definitely a game effort, especially in that second half. They did a really good job of capitalizing on opportunities. Got that one goal to cut it to a 3-1 lead, but unfortunately, that's as far as it goes. And they're going to get to take the loss. And as you mentioned, they will definitely look for that first win here coming up.
Upcoming
Next
coverage
Tuesday.
schedule on CTN, as we said, girls and boys soccer right back here at Cardinals Stadium, Anoka at Coon Rapids, and then a prep football game coming up, second week of the season, Osseo at home against the Cardinals, the home Cardinals, and then, of course, a girls swimming and diving contest as well as they welcome in the Bengals. So a lot of good home sports here on CTN coming up.
Home cooking.
Home cooking. Always love it. So that'll do it for us here from Cardinals Stadium. In the boys game, the Cardinals fall to Maple Grove 3-1. And in the girls contest in the nightcap, Cardinals lose one 4-1 to Maple Grove. For Director Joel Sipper, Neil Hennon, and our entire CTN crew, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And for my partner, Howie Shapiro, I'm Bill Hupp, saying good night from Cardinals Stadium. Thanks for watching this exclusive presentation of Coon Rapids Athletics on CTN.